Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel Joseph Akil and I'm the host of the Dawn program. Welcome to our YouTube channel today. We are visiting the University of Juba, the largest higher learning institution in South Sudan, founded back in 1975, was relocated to Sudan due to the civil war. And back again here in South Sudan after the independence of the country in July 2011. University of Juba has more than 30,000 students with 2 colleges and about 3 institutes. And joining us on our YouTube channel right now is the Vice Chancellor of the university himself, Professor John Akec. Thank you for welcoming us to your office today, Professor. It's good to have you with us. It has been a while.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Professor, let's start with the mission, the vision, mission, and values of this institution, University of Juba, the largest in the country.
Yes, after independence, we have to revisit the vision and mission of university. And we have set ourselves as a university, we have made a commitment to national economic empowerment and social transformation through education, research, innovation, and service to community. That is our mission. The vision is to become a center of excellence in the region and also world-class research institution by 2030. And our core values includes celebration of scholarships, equity, teamwork, and excellence.
Right. Talking about excellence, Professor, talk to us more about the faculties, the courses, the schools you have here at the university. What do you offer to the students, if you can take us through, please?
We are actually about 17 schools, and we are a comprehensive university. We don't do everything, but we do most of the things that a traditional university would offer, from engineering to medicine to law to economics to business studies to computer sciences to rural development and community studies, and to social sciences, humanities, arts and humanities, to journalism and communication studies, and then veterinary medicine, natural resources with different specializations, and so on. So that's about us. We have 3 institutes. One is French Institute. Then we have National Transformation Leadership Institute. We have Institute of Peace, Development, and Security Studies. We also have the School of Public Service, which is a postgraduate school offering masters in public policy for the civil servants and also people working in NGOs. So far, this year, we have about 25 undergraduates and about 25,000 undergraduate and about 4,000 postgraduate studies. Off the campus, we have Kwajo Community College, which is really a diploma offering program in the offering areas in business studies, in banking and finance, in community development, rural development. So, and that is based in Kwajok, and this is one of the strategies of us going outside the capital to offer our education.
Right. And Professor John, let's talk about the enrollment, the intake. How do you plan a year here at the university? A semester, for instance, how many months? You have 3 or 4. And how do you receive students from the from the secondary school? The process itself.
Yes, the process is the Ministry of Higher Education announce every year the intake, and we actually give them the numbers of places that we have for general admission, and so they make that admission, and then we are also allowed to have a direct admission, which means we privately sponsor the students. which means these students pay more, and also these students are those who have not been able to actually get places through general admission for various reasons. Some of them were not there, or they have just got their degrees, and so on. So we try to also take them, and that is after the general admission.
Right. And Professor, can you a little bit give an examples of the issue of payment? Because I understand in 2019, the administration suspended and dismissed about 20 students because they were accused of being ringleaders of protests after students protested against the tuition fee hikes. So, can you give us more details about this? I understand there were later, the administration later actually reversed the decision of the suspension and dismissal. So, how much do you take from the students per semester?
I will not really remember exactly from my head, but what we are saying is that in 2019, the student of, say, of social sciences was, paying about 18,000 plus the what we call functional fees. That would take him to about 24,000. The students of engineering was paying about 35,000. And then when you put in functional fees, which was around 40,000, the student of medicine was paying about 25,000. When you add functional fees, go to 50 something thousand. So that is how, and the reason was that over the years, you remember inflation. Inflation has actually, the money has been devalued. Now, if you continue to charge, when I came here, the students of School of Economics Social Science were about 1,100. The medical student were paying 2,000. The private student was paying 5,000. This is 2014. Imagine if we continue to charge them this. Now people talk about hike, and that is really not a correct term. It's adjustment to inflation. In fact, what happened is that if you say today, for example, in 2019, at the time when the dollar was 250, if somebody is paying 24,000 in social science, that is less than what? Than $100 in real terms. The students who are paying 35, they were paying something like $120, $150 per year. The medical students were paying like $200. Imagine you move in the region. You really need to look at the value. What will the university do with the money that you have? That's the only money we have for the operation, for maintenance, for everything. So what we are asking the students, they say this is a public institution. They assume that it should be low, it should be free. However, the government only pays the salaries of the staff. It doesn't pay for the operation. It doesn't pay for examination sheets. It doesn't pay for. This is a big institution. We are running it. We have to have power. We have to have electricity. We have to insure cars and maintain them. So, in short, that was what happened. Now, if the students some students think that this is this is a public university, it should be free. This is misconception. They have to make contribution. The government is already, let me tell you this, the money that the government pay for in terms of salary is something like 90%, of the cost. The students only are able to raise something like 10% at most.
That's for the operation cost.
For the operation. We use that one. Now, if we look at what we do, you will find that you do the calculation. What the students contribute all is about 10% at most. The salaries is a buck, it's expensive. The government pay about 90%. Now, well over, there is now to expand the education, people need to actually contribute to their own education. So it's called cost sharing. So it's already subsidized. Imagine if it was purely private institution, the student would be actually paying a lot more. Like you have in Zambia, people are paying average of like $3,000
Public universities.
public universities, because the public university have to pay 90% of what of the cost in Zambia. So we are lucky here.
Right. Talking about salary, Professor John, in July 2019, the Council of Ministers approved the new salary structure for the lecturers. And I understand you and your colleagues from other universities, you met the president and you have been pushing for this. So, has it been effected? Is it now being actualized on the ground? And how much is a lecturer, for instance, receiving at the university here? Probably the TA or a technician. You give us more details about this.
Yes, thankfully the salary was approved, and in fact we is something that was given go ahead by the President of the Republic, because the salary value also was eroded. At that time, a full tenured professor was getting something less than $100 in real terms. Say, suppose in 2019, a full tenured professor, which is the top, would be getting 25,000. 25,000 in 2015 was a lot of money, but in 2019 it was no longer. So it was less than $100.
It's after the devaluation.
Because it continued because of inflation and exchange rate. After this was adjusted, the full tenured professor now was around 540,000. In 2019, that would come to around $2,000, which is respectable. You take it to the market. That's 2015. And not to mention that now, by this time, it's less than what it was, because it has not been adjusted. And that's the problem our country is facing. Salary is not and is never adjusted to inflation, and that doesn't happen in many countries. Whether you are getting salary or getting pension, it has to be adjusted to the value so that you continue to live the same standard, your purchasing power.
Right, and wasn't it increased to about 500,000, if you can remember?
What do you mean? You mean the percentage?
No, the amount of in SSP in 2019 when it was approved by the Council of Ministers.
Yeah, when it was approved by the Council of Ministers, I'm telling you, a full tenant professor was 540,000. This is from 25,000. That is more than 6,000%. Okay, that's how much you need to increase it. So, an assistant professor is about 370,000, and then a TA is about 120,000. A lecturer, somebody with a master's degree, is the gross is 270,000. So that is what it is. That was the salary structure, and it's being paid.
Is it still being paid right now?
It's being paid, yeah. It's being
amount?
paid. It delays. We have now like 5 months of unpaid. But if you say from July 2019 until now, we have outstanding 5 months. But 5 months out of of 24 or 30 months, that means it's being honored, isn't it?
Right. So when were you last paid by the government, your salary?
Yeah, we got a pay this month, but that is actually, they're always paying in backlog.
You're paying this month for this month or for
last year? No, we paid for September.
Last year.
September last year. And we also have backlog, for example, 2020, we have 1 month that has not been paid in 2020, which is September. And then we have January of 2021 has not been paid. Okay. Now we have October, November, December have not been paid. So, but every time they give us something. So,
and Professor John, on this issue of salary, the delay, has it in one way or another affected the lectures? Have you, for instance, experience a challenge like lecturers or professors laying down their tools because their salaries are not being paid on time?
No,
has it affected the institution?
They have not been laying their tools, because we know what the country is going through. And in fact, universities have been lucky. We are actually paid more than everybody else in the city. and in the country. Imagine that undersecretaries' salaries now is about 5,000. Members of parliament are getting 7,000. A minister is 10,000. So in that respect, we have been honored to actually been given something that would allow us to, which was something that we wanted appeal to the president to do, and he did it. He supported that. Without the support of the president, we wouldn't have got this salary. So we are very grateful to that. So the delay of salary is not something that is. It's really the whole continent. You find these issues are there. People go for 5 months, 6 months. There had been a time when the salary went for 8 months, but now we are talking about 5 months. But the way it happens is not really. Sometimes in the past we would be given 2 months in the same month. Yeah. So it's not perfect, but I don't think that it reached a point where people need to lay their tools, because they have been able to cope with this. So for example, they were given 1 month in December, they were given 1 month in November, they were given 1 month in October, they were given 1 month in January. So you can see that they have been given salary, month by month. Although it is not really exactly, it's not synchronized, if you like to, if I might use that. It's not the same month that it's been. Now, let me tell you, this is something that for the Minister of Finance to tackle for the whole country, because this way the staff cannot take a loan. You cannot take a loan, you cannot take a mortgage. If you take a loan from the bank expects on 28th that your salary should be in your account, and you have a direct debit where they transfer. So what is happening to the challenge that the staff have is unpredictability. Sometimes 1 month will be skipped without payment if the Minister of Finance has problems. So that is not, I would not say this is an ideal situation, but given how country is, I think we are kind of managing.
Right. And Professor, how many professors or lecturers are we talking about here at the University of Juba?
Yes,
How many do you have?
yes, I think the numbers is now close to 1,000. It's close to 1,000, and at the same lecture, a mix. TAs, professors. You get fewer professors, you get associate, you get assistant, you get lecturer, you get TAs. Yeah, I think TAs will be range around 200, 300. The rest will be senior staff. Majority of them have master degree. That one could go to 50%, could have master degree, 30%, and then the other 200 would be like assistant professors and professors onward. Professors are fewer, associates are the next, assistant professor are the next, and then lecturers are majority, and then TAs follow.
Right.